Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for continued coverage of practice day at the 2021 U.S. Open taking place at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. My name is Aaron Smith. We've been here all day taking a look at the different patterns competitors will be squaring off against over the course of their journey to hopefully the green jacket next Sunday. I guess that's this Sunday now. This Sunday, April 11th, 2 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Not going to lie, folks. Not a big crowd out there right now. So we're going to improvise a little bit along the way. Even on the featured pairs that we have up, as you can see, not a ton of bowling going on. But we do have this 42-foot pattern that's going to be used. We just dropped the link to the lane graph in the Bowl TV chat. We'll take a look at that as well here just a moment. Let's start in by bringing Jason Thomas along to this little ditty we're doing right here.
Hello.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm the loneliest man in Reno right now.
That's tough because all my friends are in Reno.
No, it's as we expected. It's a little sparse out here in the practice session. There are, a few players that probably 20 or so players that are participating in practice as we speak. But which in this facility makes it seem like even less. But this will be the best show of the day. I can promise you that, because we are going to do our first annual Bowl TV U.S. Open draft, and we'll have some incredible guests that'll be participating. We'll be going through the field and handicapping the field and making our own picks for who we think will not only win the U.S. Open, but we're putting teams together to decide who's going to win. So we'll get that for you going here in just a second. But first, we should probably have a look at the oil pattern once we bring in Matt Cannizzaro and get his opinion on the day so far.
All right, let's bring in Matt. What's up, Matt? How's it going, bud?
How's it going, guys?
We're cruising along. You know the deal. Day 4, another pattern, another exciting reveal, if we will, to see what these competitors will be bowling on in the Cashers round, match play, and the stepladder finals. Let's bring that up. These guys are going to be here forever, so we can watch them anytime. So we will go ahead and take a look. 42 feet in length. Oh, I swear I saw it. There it is. All right. That's why you check your tabs before you open stuff up in StreamYard, folks, right there. All right, so we got 42 feet in length, 32.264 mils. We're going to take a look at the shape right here. And we can see again.
That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm working on this draft.
There we go. There's the back. That's what a draft looks like on the back end.
There it is. Back to you, Aaron. Sorry about that.
All right. I don't even know what happened. I was on the screen scrolling through the patterns, so I have no idea what the heck you guys are doing. So
I shared my screen with the random list organizer. I'm trying to get prepared back here. I'm on a different machine.
Fantastic. All right, Michael. All right, JT, first crack. Tell us what you see.
I see something that looks very eerily similar to a pattern that was used in the U.S. Open a few years back. A pattern that a young man by the name of Francois Lavoie won the U.S. Open on for the first time. And not only did he win the U.S. Open, he bowled a 300 game on TV and became the first bowler ever to bowl a 300 game in a U.S. Open TV finals.
Well, there we go. That's a good starting point for us to discuss who might have an advantage and who may have struck a little bit that year at the South Point Bowling Plaza. So there we go. Matt, for you, attacking it from the left side?
You know my go-to, right? hit it with 500 and get left, and whatever happens at that point, start making moves. So whether it's ball down or move right, but pretty much that's my A game. Throw it harder. That's it.
Give
Hit
him
it
the
with
heater,
500.
Ricky.
Hit it with 500 and throw it harder.
I like it. All right, we'll take the graph down. We'll go back to the lanes here in just a moment. We saw Chris Barnes, Rhino Page, who won in 2017. What pair was that on again? That was 41 through 50. All right. We'll go back over there. And Martin Larson, who also had a nice run at that 2016 U.S. Open, just missing the show. So once again, not a lot of folks out there. They will have another opportunity to practice on this pattern. I believe it would be Friday morning prior to the start of the Cashers round, as we are potentially freezing up a little bit here. There we go. We're back in business. But so that's what we have going on, folks. But if you want to watch throughout the course of the week, this channel's fighting us right now.
Well, I'll go ahead while we're waiting here and give you a little rundown on who's going to be participating in our first annual Bull TV U.S. Open draft. And first on the list, let's bring him onto the show. I think he's ready to say a few words. He's one of our participants here in the United States Open, and he's the better half of Beef and Barnsey, Mr. Stu Williams.
Hey, fellas. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you, Stu, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. I guess one of the first things we got to correct Jason. Isn't it just the first draft? Is it possible to be first annual?
It's possible if we keep doing it.
Yeah, but I feel like the first one. I feel like this was a Facebook thing. It's just the first.
First and only. First and only.
Guys, I know this because I used to make flyers for new events and bowling centers. It is never the first annual. It's the inaugural.
There you go. There we go.
Next year will be the second annual.
Gotcha. I stand
Thanks,
corrected.
Flanagan.
Stu, but while we wait for our final guest, we will have one more participant in this storied draft. Give us your impressions of all of the patterns that you saw today, plus this one that just rolled out a couple of minutes ago.
Well, we started with the short one. I don't think any of the patterns were as hard as the Masters. The first one, it seems like a lot of urethane is going to be used on that one. That seemed to be pretty much that dominated the first 20 to 30 minutes of the practice. Playing pretty close, anywhere from 7 right, I felt like was a pretty good spot. And then later on, depending on what guys see, I think they might chase it in a little bit. The flat one, there was 2 distinct places to play. Some guys used urethane and played way to the right. And then other guys kind of bumped into 13 and kind of, baby hooked it, I guess, off the track. And then the last one is going to be by far the highest scoring of all of the patterns in the US Open or the Masters. I think somebody could really shoot a high score on that one for sure. And then I guess they're bowling right now. I don't really know anything about it. It was news to me and probably Frankie that this pattern's really similar to the one he won the US Open on. Frankie doesn't really pay that much attention to that sort of stuff in general. So, yeah, that's kind of my brief synopsis, I would say, of the patterns.
All right. Well, thank you for that insight, Stu. How do you like your chances in particular? Are you going to be picking yourself in our draft coming up here in just a few minutes?
Well, we'll have to see. I wouldn't want to give away my own draft strategy.
Is that going to be a rule, Mike? Or is Stu going to be allowed to pick himself?
Look, this isn't the PBA league. I'm not forced like Norm Duke to pick myself. I have told Chris that I've ruled out picking him.
Gotcha. Matt, apparently the one camera that we have up that is showing actual people is frozen. So I'm going to excuse myself for a second. I'll let you continue the conversation with Stu, and while we wait on our final guest.
All right, Mike Flanagan, take it away.
Yeah, I think I might have been the issue here on this feed because I'm down here uploading about 40 gigs of photographer photos from yesterday. I came down and plugged into the wall. I'm down on the low end, so maybe I was taking up the bandwidth, causing the issue. So I just stopped uploading, and maybe that'll fix the issue. Might be my fault.
I'm good with blaming you, Mike.
I know you are. Looks like JT might be back. Let's see if it's working again, isn't it? Yeah, I think I was the culprit.
This is why we can't have nice things, Mike.
But
right here.
Yeah, well, hopefully the Bull TV crowd will balance everything out. It's kind of like when you miss an easy spare, you got to double to make up for it. Well, I doubled the other day when you needed Barnes and Duke match, and I threw a double that game, and now I just flagged the 10 pin. I am no longer uploading, just FYI. So if there's any issues moving forward here.
Well, it was a good run. Martin looks confused right now.
Yeah, he's saying, what's wrong with the feed, guys?
He struck 3 times since that 7.
Well, JT is going to continue to troubleshoot here. So if you're just joining us, we are going to be doing an on-air draft for the U.S. Open, and we encourage everybody that's watching to put in their picks as well. We're doing a 6-person team draft. Stu Williams walked by the booth, happened to hear about it, and he's the king of drafts. Seeing the Beef and Barnesy show available on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you go follow them. They did several of these during quarantine regarding the PBA League, and I appreciate the invite to be on one of those where I pick all lefties. And you know what? I might pick all lefties here because we're in the National Bowling Stadium. You never know what I might do here today.
I feel like if Flanagan gets the first pick, the draft's going to be downhill from there.
Right.
So who are you liking this week, Mike?
I put little tally marks next to all the people that I like here.
Yeah, me too. Did you get to 36?
Oh, good question. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, I got like 42.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Looks like the feed's working well again. For now.
I mean, so somebody's coming in with a team here, but Ron's team is Belmo, Troop, Tackett, Sherman, Miller, and Lavoie. I think that's going to be better than any of our teams because that might be the first 6 picks of the whole thing.
Could be.
You ready?
Am I hot? Am I hot?
You are now.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I want to get the rules straight on this draft before we get going.
Yeah.
Are we playing Stu wins or Chad wins? I want to make sure JT, are you the moderator here?
He's not in the shot.
There we go.
It's just us and Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan is the moderator. He's the what do you call the person who runs a draft? Is it like the commissioner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So Mike will be the commissioner. I'm just one of the players, just like you guys.
Matt Cannizzaro is aware of this, right?
Oh yeah, he was trying to get out of it, but we wouldn't let him.
No, he can't get out of it.
No, I know, I agree.
I just want to
There's
make
financial implications as well.
sure. I just want to make sure he's ready.
Does anybody have Belmonte yet? Is Belmonte? Is he a good one?
Yeah, I've heard he's pretty good. He's the
No.
defending champion.
Belmont.
Isn't there a steaks named after him?
Is there?
The Belmont Stakes.
Oh, the
Horse race?
Belmont Stakes. Okay, I gotcha.
Mike,
Oh,
are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. So
All right.
everybody that's watching right now, we've got a few players practicing, and that's what we're going to have displayed on the screen. If you go over to bowl.com and you go to short duration tournaments, you can find the U.S. Open roster over there. And if you want to play along at home and do some picks and help us out, we're going to do a six-person fantasy draft. It's going to be a snake draft. So real quick, I got to take us away from the bowling.
The 20 minutes is up. Unless you're done for the evening, please move to your next pair.
So here are the players that we have.
Please no more deliveries.
I'm going to click on this random button to determine our draft order.
Okay.
Okay. The
Oh, look.
draft-
Mr.
Oh,
Murphy won.
that's not fair. That wasn't random.
Mr. Murphy.
That's a
Vin-
guy who values his job.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Stu.
run that
Yes.
again, will you? See if it can come up twice in a row. Let's see if it's run it one more time, just so we could,
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think you would in that draft position. Are
So
we? Just so I know, is this like a where they finish lowest points win as a team? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing the Team USA trials.
Okay, I like that one better.
Too bad, so sad.
Okay, all right.
So Chad's going first.
Yeah, the draft order is going to be
We got the number 2 pick.
it's Chad, and then Stu, and then me, and then Aaron, and then Matt, and then JT gets a double pick, and it comes back around.
Ride the train.
Why not?
Okay, so Mr. Murphy, Chad Murphy, is on the clock.
How much time do I have to explain my first pick?
About enough time.
I really just have
As
it.
long as you like.
I have it down to maybe 3, but I'm not sure whether I should, go this route. I really like Martin Larson this week.
That's a bold strategy.
Would
for
that
the
be a
first pick.
popular pick?
Hey, JT, sorry to rain on your parade, but we got to get a camera going here.
Oh, what is this?
Is that would that be a crazy one right off the bat?
I think
So-
he might be available in the second round.
Yeah, you're right. I will wait no longer. I'll go with the chalk here, and take Frankie Lavoie as the number 1 pick.
Okay, well, being as I've got somewhere to go tonight, I'm going with Spencer Robage.
Okay, so the off the board is Frankie.
Yeah,
Okay, and then
Spencer.
Spencer Robarge.
It's a great pick. He's out here shooting spares right now. Spence was on my list. He was definitely going to be one of my picks tonight.
I'm going to take a guy by the name of Jason Belmonte. And I appreciate you letting him drop to 3rd.
That's fine.
So Aaron Smith is up next with his pick. If he'd like to come on the screen.
It's my turn. We got Frankie, Spencer, and Belmo off the board.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
All right, let's go. We're gonna play the hot hand, Chris Vi.
All right, Chris Vi. Chris Vi is off the board. And reluctantly here, there's Matt. Matt, I know you're multitasking right now. Would you like to throw out a pick for us?
I'm going to go a different route. Solomon Salama.
Solomon Salama. I like it. He was on my list.
Hey, before we go any further, I want to understand the strategy there, Matt. Is it going to be all left-handers?
It might be all left-handers and all left-handers. I've traveled with a Team USA or Junior Team USA to keep
Okay,
it.
because I saw Mr. Flanagan do that in another draft, and so I wanted to make sure I knew what was going on before we get too deep. So thank you for sharing.
I have a soft spot for the red, white, and blue this week. I don't know why.
It. I like it.
There we go. There's some bowling. Okay, JT, you have a double pick here.
Lucky me. Okay, I'm going to take Christopher Prather as my first pick. And then I'm going to take, let's see.
That's my boy.
Some good names here. I'm going to take a gentleman by the name of Jacob Buttriff for my next pick.
Okay.
I'm really shocked that Jason had 2 picks and not one of them was Robert Smith.
I would if he was bowling.
Don't think Ricky Ward's not going to be in this draft.
All right, Matty C is up next with the pick.
I'm looking at it right now. I like AJ Johnson this week. It's gonna get it done.
AJ Johnson, good one.
I don't know the joke there, but Stu, on the Beef and Barnsey, that's AJJ.
Because the thing is he's not Adam Jr., he's Adam Johnson, and he's called AJ. So when he bowls your tournaments, he's in the results as Adam AJ Johnson. So he's AAJJ.
Got it. Okay.
So that's where it's
Learn
at.
something every day.
Aaron Smith is on the clock.
I'm on the clock. It's my turn.
Yes.
After that stellar AJ Johnson. How cruel of a move is this going to be? I'm going to steal the boss's pick. I'm going to take Martin Larson.
Oh, Aaron Smith.
I didn't need to watch Spencer.
I had him on my list, high on my list as well, Chad. So when you said
That's
that
it.
early, I got scared.
He's a lock for if he doesn't win the tournament, he's going to be in the top 15. So, I mean, just think about this draft. You just stole points there.
Oh. We're shooting for the stars, our team.
Okay, so I already have Jason Belmonte to come on my team. I am going to select EJ Tackett.
Okay, thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the help. I'm going with Jesper.
Now,
Jesper
he's left-handed
Svensson.
too, right?
Yeah, and we're still in Reno. I don't know if anybody realized, but we haven't changed venue from last week. And we've got the same lane guy.
Makes sense.
Okay, Mr. Murphy has a double pick. He already has Frankie Lavoie.
Man, it's still the U.S. Open, right? We're not talking about.
Well, he's going.
I'm gonna go with the real deal, Bill O'Neill, with that next pick.
Okay.
And who's the next available left-hander? You know what? I'll go. I got 2 pretty strong one-handed bowlers. I'll go with Kyle Troop as the next pick.
No, he has.
Okay, you got Frankie, Bill O'Neill, and Kyle Troop. Stu, it's back to you.
Well, hold on. Did anybody see him practice today? He used 2 hands today in practice, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't know if you've noticed this,
I
but
felt like they were a
Stu
little on
over
the
here
easy side
is now
to
getting
be a
advice on his
stone
picks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with someone who always makes. I think he's the only person who has made the round robin every single time since you guys took back over to running the US Open. I think there's only one person who's done it.
And
I'm going to take Tommy Jones.
Jones. Yeah, if I hadn't have picked Kyle there, Tommy was the pick. So that's a good one. Is that a true statement, though? He's the only one that's made it every
I think
time?
he's the only one who's made it every time.
for those of you that didn't hear that, Mr. Barnes just weighed in that because it's the two of us talking that it's correct whether it is or not.
Hey, we're team never wrong, and now we're I don't care if I'm wrong.
Mike, you got one there, baby?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
To go with Belmonte and EJ?
Yeah, I'm going to take Norm Duke.
I like your other suggestion, please.
Oh, this one?
So Aaron is up next.
It's my turn again already. Goodness,
It
That
is.
might be an option as well.
this is
Late on.
this is a fast and furious pace right here. Mike, how many are we picking? What's the
Six total. Six total.
My goodness, that's so many people. Where's the shot clock at? How many seconds do we have?
Hey, we still got an hour left in practice, so you
Yeah,
got all the time.
you got
Oh my
time.
god. I'm multitasking with Roger right now, so I'm trying to hone in here on. You know what? Actually, one of my guys, no one's picked him yet. I believe Marshall Kent. Is Marshall Kent still available?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right, JT. I know you were sitting on that one.
He only led by 250 the last time we bowled on this pattern. Nobody's picked him yet.
Are we picking 5 or 6?
Six.
After
total.
Mr. Flanagan, I know some folks have somewhere to go, but after we finish the third round, I'd like to start a little discussion.
Okay.
Whose turn is it, Mike?
It's on Matt Canizero now.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna take it way back to my roots, and I'm taking Matt Russo.
Okay.
I feel good about Mr. Russo this time and some of these patterns.
Sneaky. That's a sneaky one.
I think who's next? Am I next?
You. Yep.
I think this is the best pick of the whole draft. This guy
Yeah.
is the most well-rested player coming in this week.
Uh-oh.
Sean Rash.
That's a good one. That was.
Okay, everybody, we're halfway through our draft in record time. Chad Murphy has Frankie Lavoie, Bill O'Neill, and Kyle Troop. Stu Williams and Chris Barnes, I guess they're a team currently. Spencer Robards, Jesper Svensson, and Tommy Jones. I have Jason Belmonte, EJ Tackett, and Norm Duke. Aaron Smith has Chris Vi, Martin Larson, and Marshall Kent. Matty C has Solomon Salama, AJ Johnson, and Matt Russo. And JT has Prather, Jacob Buttriff, and Sean Rash. So, Mr. Murphy, the floor is yours to open up a discussion.
I would like to hear, it seems pretty obvious who has the best team so far, but I'm sitting
Thank
here.
you. I appreciate that.
I'm sitting here wondering if it's not Aaron Smith.
Yeah. We still got 3 more picks though.
So maybe he's not the finisher. He's going to get out of the
because-
gate, and then
I mean, he makes a bad pick, and the guy finishes 100th, and he's done.
yeah, I don't know. It on paper, right? You would think Mr. Flanagan is in the lead here, but
2 of my 3 made the show last week. I understand that you have, the all-seeing, all-dancing, you can see into the crystal ball, but
well, I like to think that the product is a
Allegedly.
little longer than one tournament, but I would agree they were pretty difficult last week. So Stu's making a case that he's got the best team for anybody who was.
you've got the most US Open champions on your team. You've got 3 US Opens on
Yeah.
yours.
Okay, we can keep going. I'm just was trying to start a conversation there.
Yeah, we got a lot of things going on right now. A lot of people are interested in this. We got people on the back end trying to figure out how we can get the fans involved in this. We want you to make your picks at home and pay attention to ours, pay attention to yours, and we'll just have fun following this tournament all week. It's just something to kind of keep us on our toes and something to talk about throughout the week. So coming around to the 4th round now, we have JT is on the clock.
Okay, I'm gonna go with You know, I've had a love fest with Chris Barnes this week, and I've been really enjoying rooting for him. And I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Chris Barnes.
I can't believe it took you that long.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
That's like the fourth nice. That's like the fourth nice thing you've said about him so far. So,
What's that? He's going to reward that pick, he said. Just for
But
me.
he has got half the action, Jason. So
That's fine. That's
Hey,
fine.
hey, once again, I have Norm Duke and JT has Chris Barnes. How crazy is that?
I mean, you would have Pete Weber as well.
I would. Okay, Matt EC is up.
All right, I'm gonna keep the theme going, and well, there's actually two themes, but I'm gonna take AJ Chapman. So I'll have the 100% of the AJs as far as I know.
All right, AJ Chapman. He had the best block at the Masters. All right, Aaron Smith, you're up next.
so we got 3 more picks after this. So I'm going to go guy who made the show last year. Does cool things. Let's get Dick Allen on Team Aaron Smith.
Dick Allen, okay.
They're drafting a US Open. Drafting is up. Second round. Frankie, did you?
It kind of gets interesting now, doesn't it?
It's been interesting since the beginning.
We've just had a comment from the gallery here. Martin Larson says that he thinks that Aaron's been drinking on the job if he picked him in the second round.
Martin, he stole my pick. I had the number 1 pick, and I immediately said that I thought Martin Larson was up there. And then Aaron Stu talks me out of it, right?
I felt like you'd be available on the way back.
You'll be watching me more than those guys.
He said that you would be available later on, and then you weren't.
Make me proud, Martin. Make me proud this week.
He says, "Make him proud, Martin."
All right, guys, I'm also going to select somebody who's well rested.
Here
Oh,
comes
I know.
Smalls.
I know where you're going.
Here
Tom
here comes
Smallwood.
Smalls. I thought that's where JT was going when he said that about rested.
All right, Stu, you're on the clock.
I've got a lot of pressure now. Chris is looking over my shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna take Andrew Anderson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do have to admit that was my next pick there, beef stew. I'm gonna add Kyle Sherman to my list here, and then man, I'm gonna take Thomas Larson as the next pitch there.
I was actually going to pick the entire show of last week.
Were you? that wouldn't have been a terrible way to go.
Okay. Six picks.
I just like to point out that there's several U.S. Open champions they're still available.
Several.
I'm just not sure they're in the field this week.
Oh, okay.
The fact that Dave Husted's name hasn't been mentioned in this makes me wonder if we know what we're doing.
No. All right, Chris was disgusted with the option I came up with for that one. I'm going to pick someone who never gets any love, but I think he does pretty well at the US Open most of the time. I'm going to take Nathan Ball.
Oh, nice.
That's a good pick, too.
I feel like I'm building my team. I feel like I'm building my team around like I'm shooting for the stars with my lefties. And now I'm trying to build in the solid righties.
That you just know are going to be around it, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, you got that's solid thinking there. Who's the best spare shooter left in the field?
That's a smart strategy there. That reminds me of a story. There was a gentleman who asked Chuck Gardner for a bowling ball after a U.S. Open block out on the truck. And Chuck said, "What are you at after the first block?" He said, 300 under. So he went and grabbed a target zone and gave it to the guy.
That's a great story. That's a great story. Yeah,
Who's next, Mike?
Yeah, me. I'm up.
Oh, okay. That's why it's, yeah.
That's why it's taken forever.
a man rarely lost for words has been sitting quietly for more than I think the clock would allow.
Yeah, quite possibly, actually. Okay, all right. My pick is in.
Okay, who are you taking?
For Team Mike Flanagan, I'm going to select Nicholas Pate from Inver Grove Heights, somewhere. Doesn't fit on the list.
Minnesota.
Thank you. I actually knew the answer to that and didn't even think of it.
I know Page is still in the field.
I know.
The U.S. Open champion.
I know.
The disrespect.
Big time, too. And you know, the reason why he hasn't hit my list yet is that he works for a living now. Is the only reason he's not on that list. Only reason he hasn't been drafted yet, I would assume.
So, is Aaron up?
He is.
Okay, cool.
Sean Maldonado.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good pick. He made the show on this pattern in 2016.
But he was using his thumb then.
Oh. But he's better now without it, isn't he? Isn't
Aren't
that what
they
everybody
all?
said?
Tim Foy. I told him, I said, you were working as a prison guard. All you did to change your life around was take your thumb out of it. Now you're making TV shows.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Such a weird option that you would not think about trying that earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's had success doing that.
And I hate to get too deep into it, but is there some magic into what that has done to his ball roll?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was a bit nervous about it until you changed the rules again. Really? I think he was against getting rid of his thumb because he wanted his balance hole.
Ah, here we go with the balance hole came into the broadcast. Mr. Flanagan, would you please explain to Stu why there's no balance holes in bowling now, if you don't mind?
Because Chad's mean. That's the reason. There's no other reason. It's just because Chad's mean.
Oh boy, here we go. That sounds like a Thursday afternoon on Beef and Barnes is coming.
Matt Cannizzaro.
Rescue me before Damien finds me.
I need to be consistent, and I need this little guy to channel his 2014 self. I'm gonna take Wesley Lowe. I need his breakthrough performance to happen this week.
That's a steal for half the price, they say, right? Just wait to break through.
I think that's the exact opposite of a Nathan Ball pick.
Probably so.
In England, we call that shit or nails. It's either going to be fantastic, Ricky Bobby pick.
Yeah. He's swinging for home runs there, for sure.
Definitely.
But he's got a home run swing, doesn't he?
And we're still in Reno.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah, JT.
Yeah, we're hearing there's been a late entry.
A late entry into
the tournament.
Yeah, who's that?
Maximum Bob's coming in.
If that were true, he'd be my pick. But I will tell a quick story about this pick. He made the finals, the match play finals, in the last time we used this pattern. And I always did, when I was doing the video work, a strike reel, one strike of every player in the field in the top 24. And this gentleman, I had all 23, and it took me 18 frames to get a strike from this guy. But I'm still going to pick him. His name is Brad Miller.
Okay. Brad Miller. Off the board. All right, this is going to be the last pick for you, JT. You have Prather, Jacob Buttriff, Sean Rash, Chris Barnes, and Brad Miller.
Okay, I'm gonna. This one's gonna be fun because Stu and Chris both are consulting on these picks, and I am now going to own both of them on my team.
Aw. Thanks, Jason.
I just want them to be nice to me the next time I'm on their show.
That means that, according to Jason, I'm going to cash.
Yeah, there's good strategy in that, JT.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. I mean, and Stu, what, top 8 last week?
10th.
10th. But so you got both Chris and Stu that were in the top 10 last week.
Yeah, in good form.
Yeah.
And they certainly won't throw off. Well, I guess they could just to screw me over. But I right?
Well,
Tina won't let me. I can't afford it.
Yeah, I was going to say there's some other things working. There's some other things working when they bowl these tournaments.
JT, is anybody bowling down there at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can we go on to 45 and 46? My pick is bowling.
Well, since I'm done picking, I will go move some cameras so we can see some actual bowls.
Yeah, and if I could, that's good. Just for anybody watching, I talked to Spence before this. I asked him if he was going to practice tonight, and his answer was, "Yeah, I'm going to shoot spares the entire practice session." So he's putting the work in for sure.
Should have done.
All right, Matty C., you are up with your final pick to go along with Solomon Salama, A.J. Johnson, Matt Russo, A.J. Chapman, and Wesley Lowe.
Well, looking at the list, I think we're out of AJs, and I don't see any more two-handed lefties.
There is one.
Oh,
Eric Jones. Eric Jones is a two-handed lefty. He won a regional in Oklahoma. He is a two-handed lefty. Just throwing it out there.
As an option.
And he does own a purple hammer.
Is that a good ball?
Well, with the potential for urethane in play on multiple patterns, I think that's just standard these days. I'm going to go with potential and experience, and I'm going to go with Darren Tang.
Oh.
Okay.
Again, another breakthrough possibility, and it needs to happen on my watch.
I like the pick.
I'm just
Aaron Smith, before you fire this one up, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but this is the pick. The rest of them were solid, so make this one count, brother.
I would like to ask Mike right now. I just want to – I'm still going to go with the person I'm going to pick, but I'm just curious. Am I the only one without a left-hander at the moment?
No, there's one other, as I think Yoda said.
no.
Mike, maybe?
Chad
what he
does
said?
not have a lefty either.
Yeah, he did.
He said
He
there's,
did. But they didn't reveal it till the end of the movie who it was.
there is another.
Yes.
But actually, there's two of us that don't have a lefty yet. I did that for JT.
I appreciate that. Did you know what I named the red oil pattern on the Masters show? I said, the PBA has the blue, right? That's the Jedi. We have the Sith. So that was the Sith happens pattern.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
My final pick, Mike Flanagan. It's going to be
Don't take mine.
Sam Cooley.
Okay.
I feel like Flanagan's going to take my pick here.
Which one's your pick? Yeah. Well, when you...
No.
I thought you were going to give it away a second ago when you said there's no two-handed lefties left in the field.
Well, there's Eric Jones.
That's why you were doing it. I get it now. Stu's in this to win it. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I caught that, yeah.
So before I complete my team with Jason Belmonte, EJ Tackett, Norm Duke, Tom Smallwood, and Nick Pate, I do just want to make mention a couple of players that I really had high on my list but aren't going to be selected. Michael Martell, Nick Krummel, Mitch Houpe, Packy Hanrahan, Tim Foy, I think, is a sneaky pick here because he.
Chad
he
is making notes. Stop. None of these people were on Chad's list. I can see
That's
Chad's
actually.
list.
Go ahead and finish, Mike.
I like Christian Ascona as well.
Yeah, that was on his list. Ascona was on the list.
Packy's on my list too, so I wouldn't say for sure that this list isn't getting picked.
And it wouldn't shock me if Rhino Page just comes out of nowhere here. But my selection is going to absolutely shock the world. This is going to be on SportsCenter tonight. I'm going to pick somebody I got to cover a lot in January.
God.
And I think she's completely focused. And she's going to shock the world this week and really have a great
Please say
performance.
Danielle McCune.
I'm going to take Jillian Martin.
I love you for making that pick. I really do, because the future is just so bright, and the two kind of leading candidates into that future are Jillian and Spence. So Stu, you got that one on your team. You actually you are Mike had set some rules that we haven't been following, but you already have a maximum 2 left-handers on your team. So
to be honest, if I was going with being solid, I kind of got to the point now where you've allowed it to happen that I just want to embarrass you guys. So I'm going with Packy.
Yeah.
But Nick Krummel would have been the guy I would have picked. Because I think that Nick Krummel's bowl fantastic.
Yeah, can we have a quick conversation about this last pick and Packy, right? Because to me, Packy should be further up in the draft because of where we are. But and again, I feel like I'm gonna I get yelled at when I start being critical. But can he make enough spares to finish in the top 20 at this tournament?
Given how the patterns look today, I don't think spares are going to be too much of an issue.
Okay, yeah, I said the same thing earlier.
The patterns were significantly easier than the Masters. Now, that doesn't mean that they're easy. That just means that the Masters was absolutely impossible, and these probably fall into the very, very difficult category, whereas the Masters was just impossible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, Mike, you've been saying it. I don't know if we can do it, but I'd like to try. I have 3 picks left: Mr. Ascona, Nick Krummel, and Mr. Foy. I'd like to let that pick come out of the chat, if possible. Is that possible to do that?
Yeah. Sure.
So if they will just vote for like the next minute or so, if it's a runaway, we'll take the pick. But I think my last pick, Tim's somebody I was thinking about it a little earlier because he's bowled great here. I mean, when he took down Belmonte last week, he's obviously bowling good. Nick Krummel, every time I watch him bowl, I said this to Rob Gottschall earlier in the week, I think, man, why don't we see him bowling good more often? Every time I watch him bowl.
Like Wolverine.
He what?
He looks like Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like this big, strong guy.
Yeah.
Rev rate, directional. He lost a crazy match to Thomas Larson last week, right? They tied, went into a roll-off. Mm-hmm. So I think he's somebody that could certainly be a part of that, part of the mix. And then Christian's just kind of always around. So we'll take the next, say, 20 votes in the chat for Ascona, Krummel, or Tim Foy. And then after that, I'll decide whether it's going to be Ricky Ward or Tim Chris or Dave Husted as my last pick.
Or Billy Murphy.
Hey, real quickly,
Billy Murphy would be a wonderful pick. Lonnie Wallachek, always a good pick. Never go wrong with Lonnie Wallachek.
I got a question here for Aaron Smith. Aaron, can we run a poll in there?
On Bold TV? Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Let's do the poll. Let's do a poll option on Bold TV. You got to be logged into Bold TV to vote. It's free to make a community login, and then if you'd like to subscribe to Bold TV for the rest of the week, it's only $49.95. It's a special VIP offer right now that we're doing, so it's a great time to sign up for Bold TV.
All right, we're going to put a minute on the clock here. Any last words, Chad, before we?
No. If you wanted to do a write-in, you could certainly. I might not get the year right, but you could certainly throw in the 2004 champ. Does anybody know who that is?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Justin Romick. Always a good pick.
Oh, yes.
Always a good pick. Did I get the year right? Was it 04? Anybody?
I believe so.
I'm not sure. And then it would be rare for me to be doing a draft like this that I wouldn't mention Rick Steelsmith as a name that we should be talking about in this draft.
So what he's really telling you is just the city of Wichita.
I actually, a lot of people won't know this, but I took advantage and tried to get in and get a Beef and Barnsey T-shirt in your draft.
You did, but then you told me that you weren't allowed to accept it.
I know,
and I said I had no problem accepting your credit card.
Yeah, and Rick Steelsmith bowled the Southwest region, and I had him as one of my picks in that draft.
Yeah, 20 seconds left, guys, on the clock. Right now, Tim Foy Jr. in the lead at 48%, Nick Crummell at 33, and Ascona at 13. Tim Foy is now up to 50% with 10 seconds left, just about. Looks like it's going to be Tim Foy Jr. hovering around 50% of the votes right now.
Love it. Love it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Tim Foy Jr. wins the poll.
Tennille Milligan, Chad, mentioning Wendy McPherson would be a good pick.
Well, always, as would Tennille in this tournament. Kelly Kulik, a good pick, always. Who's Mr. Flanagan? Who's winning this thing?
Well, here's what I was thinking we could do. We could just go around the room and you could you could say who your team is and say a few words about your team. Start with you, Mr. Murphy.
Well, obviously, Frankie's got 2 titles. Billy's just such an incredible bowler. Kyle just won $250,000, so he's not going to be, anything but loosey-goosey. Kyle Sherman's day is going to come soon, whether it's this week or not, but I think he was last couple years U.S. Open top 24, I believe. And then I didn't know this, but Mr. Larson there, he got 2 titles in this building, or a title and a second?
He's got three shows, I think it is.
3 shows in this building. I watched that up on the big screen. So, I mean, I love my team. I think I couldn't have done a better job of drafting it. That's for sure. But
man, where have we heard this speech before? Couldn't have done a better job.
But I like our rules too. So, anyway, I'll pass it to Stu.
So, just one little quick thing, Mike. I think that we should keep track of this team, and I think that if this team wins, that the money should go to charity.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Ascona, Crummell, Jason Sterner, Richie Teese, Rhino Page, and Brandon Novak, because I think all of those guys are really good bowlers who didn't get picked. Just quickly looking down the list, I'm sure we could have. But on my team, it was a double-edged sword, you see. I really kind of tested out how much power Chad really had over everything. So I picked 3 lefties, knowing that if he really wanted to win this, then that might help me in the tournament, right? Because, if he gives a nudge and a wink.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm only reading Facebook, Chad.
Right.
So I'm hoping that you can come through for me.
If I even imply or make a joke, it'll be on the internet tomorrow that it's true.
All right. Well, I went with the Reno choices. So I went with Robaj, Svensson, and Hanrahan. And then I went with the U.S. Open choices of Tommy Jones, Andrew Anderson, and Nathan Ball. That was how I kind of put my team together. Yeah. We will see. I feel like I've got at least 3 people out of 4 on the show. So
I would think that would make you the winner if that was true.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
Unless it's the 3 righties, because then the lefties will probably be a long way down, and that wouldn't be good.
And over here for Team Flanagan here, I took Belmo. I think Belmo's going to have a huge week. I took EJ because he's just a freak, and he's so good. I picked Norm because he looked so good last week, and I think he's got a sour taste in his mouth coming into this one, and it is the U.S. Open. I picked Tom Smallwood because Smallwood was really bowling good this year, and I think having a week off, that could be kind of interesting to see if fatigue plays in late in this tournament, come down the stretch. I picked Nick Pate because I had a couple of ball reps and a couple of players tell me that Nick Pate's really throwing it good right now, and it's he could really do well this week. Good spare shooter as well. And then I took Jillian Martin, which I'm sure a lot of people are scratching their head on that one. But this is a tournament that typically does come down to needing to pick your spares. I do realize that it seems a little softer than the last event we just saw here on Bowl TV. But I think Jillian Martin is prepared for this event as much as anybody. And we just saw a very young player make the Master Show in Spencer Robarge and was the second overall pick here. And I'm not so sure that he would have been the second overall pick without that show last week. So I'm going to say that Jillian Martin does something what Spencer Robarge did, and she shocks the world and makes the U.S. Open show. And it's a wonderful story for bowling, and we can get some huge news throughout the world if that happens.
Mike, I have to say, I think that you did quite a good job. It pains me to say it. You embarrassed our draft when you were on, but this time you stepped up to the plate. I feel like you did a very good job. Congratulations.
Well, this is a paid gig for me, and your gig was free. So
I understand. I understand that our podcast was doing significantly better than yours, and you tried to drag it down. I understand that's how it worked. It's okay.
Aaron Smith.
First, I'm going to say I'm really like how it worked out with how we came in and out of the broadcast, that this actually worked in the same order. So we got Chad and Stu, then Mike, then me, in the order that we're going through this. But my team, Chris Vi, Martin Larson, Marshall Kent, Dick Allen, Sean Maldonado, and Sam Cooley. Maybe not the flashy names you guys have on your teams, but these guys are going to get the job done this week. I mean, Chris is a major machine. That's all he does is make shows and majors. So hoping that continues again. It started last year at the U.S. Open. So hopefully that experience helps him out. Martin, now that he knows, he can't be stopped now. It's just going to happen.
He just needed someone to believe in him. That's what he's saying.
Changed it. Changed the whole landscape.
Marshall Kent had the two pretty rough draws of the Masters. I think he said he tweeted about it. He had about 1,500 shot on him in his two matches, so maybe a little redemption there. Dick Allen's a shot maker, does big things. Made the show at the U.S. Open last year as well. Maldy and Cooley, fresh off wins, confidence, hopefully high, and Sam for the disappointment in that elimination match. Hopefully some redemption this week to come back strong.
Okay, Matty C.
All right. Well, I obviously I mentioned I went with the young proven talent. I've seen him win on the big stages. I've seen him win gold medals and get teary-eyed for the United States of America. And I love their patriotism and their enthusiasm and their abilities. Solomon Salama, AJ Johnson, Matt Russo, AJ Chapman, Wesley Lowe, and Darren Tang. I know they'll give me the same respect that they have given the USA, and they'll get it done this week.
I love it, Matt. I love your strategy. I think that's awesome.
Although foreigners have been dominating the majors and the US Open specifically, so picking US guys isn't historically a great idea.
As Aaron has seen in our fantasy team all events, I bet with my heart. That's all.
Yeah, no problem. I was just thinking it is actually 4 years since an American won the United States Open.
It's time.
JS, Dom, Frankie, Belmo, God Save the Queen. All about the Commonwealth. It's what you get. It's what you get for kicking us out.
Yeah, just the fact that it's true. I mean, you got a bunch of Americans here just wanting to, huh? But it's true.
All right, JT.
Well, first, Mike, I would like to thank you for coming up with this concept 5 minutes before we went on the air. I'm not sure how, as much as I'm sure everybody loves Arturo Quintero, I'm not sure how much we would have loved watching him leave 2-4s and 3-6-7 10s for 90 minutes. So I'm glad that you were able to throw this together. Arturo, good luck in the tournament this week. I hope you win. But I'm very thrilled with my team for two reasons. One is I own entirely Chris Barnes and Stu Williams. So if they bowl great, they're actually working against each other. And if they bowl terrible, I can just make fun of them mercilessly.
Yes.
Right? So
if we bowl great, we'll have enough finances to cover the to cover your JT.
But were you aware when drafting Barnes that if he doesn't make the cut, he bowls the senior stop next week and possibly wins.
I wasn't, but
To be honest, he might
But
even if
that-
he does
that
make the cut.
yeah, that. Can I change
That's
my
something to
pick
think
now?
about.
Can I change my pick now? No, I didn't realize there was an incentive for him to do poorly.
What other than screwing you over?
Just something to think
Exactly.
about. Just something to think about.
But I feel like I do need to make amends for the sins that I've caused against Chris Barnes in my life. So I feel really good about 2 tournaments in a row picking him. So very happy with having a lefty. That's always important here at the stadium. Jacob Buttriff, I think, is a pretty darn good lefty to have, considering he led 2 of the last 3 U.S. Opens by 1,200 pins. So I think that might pay off.
How many did he win?
He won 0, but
Okay, I was just checking.
I'll take a 1 or a 2 on my total. That'll work. Then Sean Rash, I think he's got a big chip on his shoulder coming into this week. He's got to have a big week. He missed the Masters because he got food poisoning, so he was able to just sit there and stew in his room and get mad and get ready to come out and attack this U.S. Open. So I'm super happy to have him on my team. I have Brad Miller, who I think is one of the most consistent players out here. So there's no way in heck Brad Miller is going to hang a big number on me this week. So I'm super happy with him. And then I've got probably the ace in the hole for me, Chris Prather. I think he had the best ball reaction out of anybody in the field at the Masters. He can play anywhere. He's bowled great in the U.S. Open. He made the show the last time we had it. And so I'm pretty stoked with my group.
Hey, Mike, can you put the teams up on the screen if you got them all?
Let me see what I can do here.
Because we're going to have a giveaway tied to this. So if one of us wins, someone watching right now will have the opportunity to win too. So we got a giveaway tied with this.
Okay. Let me see what I can do here.
Maddie, I'm interested because you do this all the time. Who's got the best team? Who would you say is going to have the low total? I thought about starting a conversation about what the low total would be, but it's just so hard.
I mean, I think we're all. I know I'm going to cop out here, but I mean, it's 108 of the best players in the world. I think we're all pretty equal on this one. But I mean, obviously, I think mine seems the best, of course, partially. But
I appreciate you apologizing that you were going to cop out before you did.
But realistically, my team is going to win. But realistically, I think we have the best talent. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Man, that fence must be well built around his house.
I lost weight, so it's not so much trouble on it as it would have been.
It's foundational.
It's sturdy enough.
I was just trying to say to Chad that for my team, anything more than 21 points, which would be 1 through 6, would be a disappointment.
I would like to, and again, I don't know the wager. Do we get in trouble for wagering? We're in Nevada. Can we wager, or is that okay? I'd like to take the over on that. Stu.
On 21.
Over on 21. I'd like to have the over on your team score being 21 after this is.
But could you just imagine if they were?
I'd be happy to wager whatever you'd like on the over.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
Oh, at least one person understands. Jerry Nichols in the chat says Stu wins this. I'm glad somebody's been paying attention at the back.
Jerry, if you don't mind, are you talking about the U.S. Open or this draft?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd see both as a victory.
There is the official teams.
All right. Michael, we're going to work on that penmanship after this is all said and done.
Hey, Mike, Robert's saying that I like Mike's team for sure. So somebody's coming in for you.
All right. So, folks, while we have this up on the screen, this is going to be the giveaway opportunity. So if you're watching on Bull TV, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to have an opportunity here. So we have these 6 teams from Chad Murphy, Stu Williams, Mike Flanagan, Aaron Smith, Matt Cannizzaro, and Jason Thomas. If you send an email to bowltv@bowl.com and let the folks know who you think which team is going to win this, whoever ends up winning it, all those people will be put into a pool. One winner will be randomly selected to take home a free Sony wireless headphones. So one grand prize winner. You got to get your email in before Tuesday, April 6th. That's tomorrow before we start competition. So you got till 11 a.m. or technically 10:59 a.m. Eastern. bowltv@bowl.com. We'll drop that in the chat as well on Bowl TV. Let us know who you think is going to win out of this group. Once again, based off of all their respective spots in the standings, lowest total. So whichever team you think is going to win, send us an email. And from there, we will pick a winner. Well, we'll do the math first, then we'll pick a winner. You guys know how it's going to work. bowltv@bowl.com, the email address to send that to. So there we go.
If I'm allowed, I'll throw in a Beef and Barnsley t-shirt if my team wins.
There you go.
There we go. All right, thanks, Stu.
Nice.
All right. And if my team wins, I'll throw in an Inside Bowling T-shirt. How
There
about
we go.
that?
There
All
we
right,
go.
Roger, I hope you're listening with all these additional additions here.
Yeah,
Could
because
we-
it's going to
Can
make
I
people
just
wanna
bring a
pick us.
comment up?
I-
Tom Doherty isn't bowling the US Open, so if you picked Tom Doherty, you would have lost.
Yeah,
He
just,
would have been a good pick if he'd have bowled.
Absolutely.
and just because you mentioned it, we'll at USBC we'll also throw in a Roger Nordhook autograph.
Hey, that brings up a good point, though. From the eligible players, who do you guys think was the biggest snub that we left off?
Well,
Ooh.
I had my team of 6 here. I think Azcona, Crummel, Sterner, Richie Teese, Rhino Page, and Brandon Novak.
And for me, the 2 obvious snubs were Mr. Sterner, who made the show last week, and then Mr. Page, who's a U.S. Open champ. But
Yes.
if you were to get down a little bit deeper, Jason, I just don't know how his hand is.
Yeah, the last game we saw him bowl was a little rough. That
Yeah,
was his
so, I
worst
mean,
game that I saw him bowl.
he's on this list without that. Several different places.
Anthony Lavery Spar was another guy.
Yeah,
I would say Askew was the biggest snub.
Just because I haven't seen him bowl much recently, but I was curious. Thoughts? Zach Wilkins led the U.S. Open in qualifying last year,
Yeah.
and they were pretty rough last year as well. So I just hadn't seen him bowl enough this year to kind of gauge where he's been at as far as how much he's competing. But he was one that was kind of hanging around on my list of after his performance last year.
I will say I was going to pick Askew with both of my last 2 picks, but I needed Chris Barnes and Stu Williams on my team.
so but you didn't need Brad Miller.
Well, everybody needs Brad Miller.
One person that we should mention that is getting no love is Perry Crowell. He made the
Yes.
TV show last year.
Great point.
Although I don't think that he's going to have about 100 maniacs cheering him on this year like he did last year, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true too.
He might have some people outside the building cheering.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle Perry was going to be my alternate next pick if needed. I know he doesn't possibly bowl as much as he has in the past, so but he was on the short list for sure.
Some people are asking why we didn't pick Simo for the same reason that we didn't pick Don Barrett and Tom Doherty. They're not in the field this week. I would have think that Simo might have gone in the first 1 picks if he'd have been in the field.
I love my first pick, but I think you're right.
Texas Jesus
From
himself.
the conversation we were having about Simo a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being the next heir apparent.
Hey guys, I gotta jump off the stream here because I've only got a little bit of battery left on my laptop here. So it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I will keep track of this, and we will update our viewers throughout the event on how this is going.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks,
Mike.
guys.
Guys, I'll head out too. I'm going to catch a plane tomorrow morning. JT and Matt and Aaron. Stu, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
And then Mr. Flanagan, you guys, I can't wait to listen to you for the next few days calling the action. Thanks for doing it.
Yep. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, sir. Safe travels.
Thanks, guys. And then there were 3.
Yes. Are you talking about us, or are you talking about how many are left out bowling practice still?
Yes, both.
Because there are literally, now 2.
All right, what a whirlwind right here. The crazy thing is we still have a giveaway on Bull TV to get through as well. So hopefully folks haven't gone too far just yet. Remember, bulltv.com, the place to be. We're going to wrap up with these guys here. So this is going to be like a quick dash to get this in, folks. If you're not on bulltv.com already, we're going to give away an Amazon TV Fire Stick within the next 4 minutes, give or take. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, head on over, create a login, get on over, and you're able to access it, get in there, and potentially win. But of course, the way to really win this week, unless you're going to win the U.S. Open and wear that green jacket on Sunday, is to pick up a Bull TV subscription. We got a special promo. Yes, a special promo, a VIP special offer right now, going through the end of the week until basically Saturday night. $49.95 to pick up an annual subscription. The usual cost, $79.95. That not only gets you the U.S. Open this week, which is going to be tons of fun. You'll get to watch all of qualifying, all of match play. You're going to get the PWBA Tour, 17 events, including the stepladder finals at each of those events right here on Bull TV. The ITC, the ISC coming up in May. We got sectionals coming up in just another week. Let's see. We got top tier senior events like the Super Senior Classic, Senior Masters, the Junior Gold Championships, the brand new Bowlers Journal Team Championship Series. And since it's already April, that'll get you into 2022. We got Team USA trials. Who knows? Maybe 1 or 2 of these events, the Masters or the U.S. Open, might be early on the schedule again. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
No clue on that. That's just throwing it out there. Possibility. Look what happened this year. Hopefully, hopefully for our sake, they're not back to back again, because this is a grind for sure. So I know players are feeling in a different way, but we're having fun here. So that's what's coming up with that $49.95 subscription. If you head over right now, click on Join Bull TV below the video. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, you'll see it over there. If you see the chat below the video, Join Bull TV. Or if you're on a mobile device, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a 4-box window pane. Click on that. You'll have the different options. We also have a monthly for $9.95, or just to watch the U.S. Open live for $8.95. So that's what we have going on. So head on over to Bull TV right now. We're going to start that giveaway in just a quick minute. Guys, final thoughts before we do this giveaway and wrap things up.
You go first, Matt.
No, I think that was a surprise, and it was interesting, and now have a little more vested in this whole event, and not that we didn't, but we get to secretly cheer on some folks and just have a good time, talk a little smack, and it's gonna be cool. I mean, it's the U.S. Open, and there's gonna be drama. There's gonna be exciting finishes, and then a great TV show to wrap it all up. So just glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I was really kind of surprised to see how playable the patterns were. Stu mentioned it. He said by any stretch they're not easy, but we are going to see some scores, I think, this week. And we've got obviously one pattern in the middle of the week that's going to punch these players in the face, which is that 40-foot flat, the old traditional U.S. Open pattern. But the other two, and then this one. They're going to be able to get them a little bit. And so it's going to be exciting to watch. It's not going to be the typical, just hang on, by your fingernails and make your spares kind of U.S. Open. It brings a lot of different options into play. And it's going to be a really super, super exciting week.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for right now. So the giveaway is off and running. So you'll have 60 seconds, an initial countdown, and then another 45. You'll see that second prompt. It'll say the giveaway has begun. You'll see a button that says submit entry. So if you're watching on full screen, take it out to where you can see the chat. You should see it in the bottom left-hand corner. All you have to do is click submit entry, and you're entered for a chance to win an Amazon TV Fire Stick. But yeah, it's been today was fun. Yeah, I have no idea how we pulled that off without getting in trouble or anything cool like that. So, but it was a good time. So enjoy the picks. Big thanks to Stu Williams and his proxy, Chris Barnes, Chad Murphy, Mike Flanagan for helping with that. So very good time. We got to watch a couple players on this pattern, so we didn't potentially get to learn as much as we would have liked. But for them, they will have another practice session a little bit later in the week. But the big news, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be time. Qualifying starts. A squad hits the lanes for their 8 games, then B squad, then C squad. Then we'll do it all over again for 3 consecutive games. So that's going to be, or 3 consecutive days. Yeah, not games. We're not bowling games here.
No,
we do days, not games.
That's right.
But we're going to have all of that going on. So it's, we're going to go from 108 to 36 and then to 24, then round robin match play. And then we're going to get down to the top 5 for the FS1 show on Sunday, April 11th, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm patiently waiting to see who wins the giveaway because we're right there at the end here with our little time delay. Because I want to congratulate them. Blues fan 29. All right. I don't know who that is, but he's a Blues fan, or she.
Mike Flanagan.
Is that Kim? Did Kim with this one?
Well, congratulations, Blues fan. I know Blues fan 29 was in the chat a little bit today, so congratulations. Our marketing team is going to reach out to you for that particular prize and coordinate that for you. But wow, what an interesting day. Whoever thought we'd have this much fun live streaming practice? There we go, folks. We just had a blast today.
That was a lot of fun doing that draft, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who wins, especially when it's me.
Nope. Jeff Phillips, the winner. Jeff Phillips. All right. Yes. So once again, as Roger said, pick the teams who you think is going to win. Go back and watch this if you have to in the archive or on Facebook or YouTube to see those teams. And by 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, send an email to bowltv@bowl.com with the team captain who you think put together the best team. That's me. And you'll have a chance to win Sony wireless headphones. So that's a cool thing. Thanks to Roger for putting that together last minute. That was kind of all on the fly, much like the draft. So it was a good time. But folks, we're going to go ahead and sign off for tonight and get ready for tomorrow. So thank you again for joining us here on Bowl TV for continued coverage of the U.S. Open from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Once again, for Chad Murphy, Stu Williams, Mike Flanagan, Jason Thomas, my main man, Matt Cannizzaro, I'm Aaron Smith. Everyone have a great evening, and we'll see you soon right here on Bowl TV. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Have a great night, and sign up for that super promo.